Hi Taurus, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind, of course, this is general, so just take what resonates, but do also keep in mind it's meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you, beginning around when you're guided or drawn to this reading. And I do more than appreciate you pressing that like button, leaving me a comment or several down below, and subscribing if you haven't done so already. I do feel like you're being reminded in certain ways. There's a wish fulfillment on the horizon, okay, however that works for you, and it's going to leave you feeling quite abundant. A new beginning in one way, shape, or form, even if it's sort of been sparked or initiated in one way, shape, or form already. But I did channel a message previous to this reading before pressing record, and weird. Oh, very independent vibes apparently, as they wanted me to show that. But I do, the channeled message was a bit of a waiting game, And I feel like in certain ways in the next 48, for Taurus is drawn to this reading, it feels like you have to wait for something to grow. You have to wait for something to receive more attention. You have to wait for this specific somebody to reach out, or you have to wait for yourself to better understand something. Spirit's saying just sit back and relax, or just stay busy. However you want to go about it, just wait. Everything's going to work out the way you foresee it, or Spirit's informing you in the next 48. We're going to just keep going with the tarot. I do feel like you're thinking about or something ending in the past, or you're fearing something ending in the future, or you're not sure if something's over, okay? I do feel as if there's a push to look within and trust your Taurus intuition, as it is quite strong at this time, and just in general from all you've been through. So why are you questioning things so much? Why are you questioning things so much? It may be a case where you're pushed to remember that that certain thoughts that you're being given as spirit's opinion, or just messing with you. You may feel as if you're not fully in control in that sense, right? They may be pushing you to second guess things. Anyways, but I do feel as if there's a push to remember a past ending that was quite chaotic, or just not okay in energy, right? Or had a lot of competitive energy for some, or energy that was very combative to yours. And I do feel like there's this push to remember for certain levels of realization for what you're dealing with at hand, okay? Or for some, it's a perspective adjustment to appreciate more so where you're at, okay? And for others, I feel like it's for, as well, preparation for the next stage, even if that's a little bit further down the line. But I do feel like there's a lot to accomplish, a lot of choices. You could be browsing people, items, you name it, right? I just feel like there's okay, I heard a pick of the crop, okay? There's just a lot to be chosen, a lot of decisions, annoyance when it comes to background noise and just people's energy at times. Bear with me as I close the window. There might also be a level of having to stop something, come back to it, or continue it at a different time, waiting for something to end or go away. I literally just had to stop the reading and come back to continue it once I think it was a tow truck outside. It was being very loud. They're saying rumbling, and I needed to wait for it to quiet down or just leave. So stuff of that nature might take place. But anyways, we do have the Knight of Wands and the Two of Wands at the split deck. There is a lot of passion exuding from you in certain ways in the next 48 hours, but I do feel like there's a lot of thoughts and emotions circulating around within one's mind, heart, and soul regarding what you desire in certain ways, what you long for, what you don't have at hand wrapped up in your situation. I do feel like there's a guarded way of there's a guarded way about how you're moving forward, or plan to, okay? Not sure if something's meant to work out, but you're not meant to have all the answers as of right now. You're just meant to trust, okay? There's a push to just move forth in your independence, and what's for you will come to be in due time. For Taurus, I almost called you Virgo. The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands again. Okay, it's coming out for a reason. It just feels like there's a lot of movement, a lot of acting, a lot of expressing in certain ways, but then holding back in others. There's a lot of accomplishing in the next 48. A focus on your knee. Okay, a focus on your knee for the better or for the worse. Interesting. Or knees. The Ace of Cups again. I feel like there's a lot of fruitful rewards in the next 48, a lot of abundance overflowing from one's cup that needs to be noticed. It needs to be wrapped up into one's acknowledgement of what's at hand, okay? Because I feel it's easy for you to be so wrapped up in that Two of Wands energy where you desire more, you desire something, you don't have this, you don't have that, that they're saying the word lack, that you forget what's at hand in a successful manner, okay? We have the Six of Wands coming out as well as the Two of Swords and the Fool. Yeah, feeling very blinded to a leap of faith that you know actually does lie ahead, or you hope that does, or just feels inevitable in one way, shape, or form. But I feel as if there's also a level of protecting oneself that's expected. But I do sense that you're being noticed. You're getting a lot of attention, in the next 48, where you are kind of being put on stage on a bit of a pedestal. You may have social media work that's being that's being noticed in a lot of ways. I do feel as if there's a reminder of a past completion once again that has led you to a level of happiness. Okay, your connection to the sun will feel quite relevant and important for oneself in the next 2 days. But I do feel like you're needing more, okay, sunlight, needing more outdoors activities, right? Outdoor activities. You need to go for an adventure, go for a walk. Where have you discovered recently a happy spot or a sanctuary, somewhere of comfort where you can escape to, wrapped up with nature or just outside? Because I feel as if that needs to be within the next 48 for you, if Mother Nature allows it. Some of which may need to work around the noise, work around the weather situation. I do feel as if not everything can happen when you'd like it to, okay? Just get it done is now what I'm getting. Just get it done, because I feel for some, it's got to be done in the first half of the day, right? So you just don't lose motivation, or just for other factors coming into play in the second half of the day, or regardless of how it works for you, you get the point. We have the Ace of Swords as well. And so that going right on top of the Ace of Cups, I just feel like there's more than one new beginning you're being reminded lies ahead for you. For some, a little bit of research for one of the two, okay? It feels like there's, for a select amount of Tauruses drawn to this reading, there's love on the horizon, and there's a new job or a new career situation on the horizon for you, and it's well-deserved. It's well-deserved. I'm hearing new commitment ×2, but I do feel like for others, they're going to be two other different beginnings, commitments, levels of success coming to be, sparking you to better take care of oneself is what I'm hearing. But I do feel like there's going to be a chance to wake up in the middle of the night several times. Your dreams may be disturbing you. Your thoughts may be keeping you from falling asleep at a normal hour, or you may feel as if you can't, due to spirit or due to certain noise factors, you can't really sleep in extremely late. I feel you're needing to recognize that you're going to feel energized throughout the day regardless, okay? To not overanalyze your dreams, but to recognize that there's at least one in the next 48, if you're remembering it thoroughly, vividly, that will help in one way, shape, or form. Whether that's for work, whether it's for your personal evolution, spiritual path, I feel I need to say. But I do feel like I need to recognize that you are not feeling quite celebratory just yet, right? Ultra fulfilled when it comes to your finances or when it comes to your work. But I do feel like that lies ahead, right? You're being pushed to understand that you deserve the financial comfort, the many levels of success that it's just destined for you when it comes to your online business or your business in general or your job. And you're deserving of that right love for you. I sense that you're just not willing to settle, but at the same time, you kind of have a sense of what's meant for you and what's not. So trust that, okay? I'm hearing, but you can't control people. And I do feel like there's just a level of honesty you're exuding to others in certain ways. And that's truly helpful and well aimed, I want to say. But are you being honest with oneself? Okay? At times, yes. Other times, I'm going to say no. And I really do feel as if there's an angel watching over you. Okay? And I feel like if you are very spiritually messed with, and there's just a level of honesty coming from them, whether it's helpful or not, there's other angels or one specific one watching over you, and they're of good nature. Okay? You need to trust that. That's why things do fall into your lap or just work out in certain ways. It's why things have been going better in this chapter than they did in a previous one. Does that make sense? You're being reminded that you are protected, you are guided. And yes, that can come with some spiritual messing with at times, but I do feel like you're needing to remember that things are going to work out, okay? Things are going to work out. 10-10 is what I'm hearing. 10-10. Abundance, my friend. Abundance. And I do feel like there's thoughts of you doing what's right for you moving forward, but also how you've had to do that in the past. I do sense that there's thoughts of, it's like you're so focused on what you desire, what you lack once again, but also what needs to be implemented or what needs to be acquired in one way, shape, or form to improve one's life, or just to make sure you don't go without in one way, shape, or form. I'm getting the example of a part-time job or a full-time job to make sure you don't run dry is what I'm hearing, or fall behind. Okay, wanting to stay on top of things, or wanting to stay on top of things. I also feel like your connection to the moon will take a focus in one way, shape, or form, even if you're not sort of looking at it or experiencing it, okay? Or not thinking you're experiencing it. Does that make sense? It could be helping you or affecting you, even if you're not wrapped up in its presence, okay? But I do feel like it's a very productive, well-deserved, successful kind of next 48 for you. But I need to remember that you are really manifesting a lot at this time. And so your thoughts need to be controlled to an extent. And spirit is not going to manifest the thoughts they give you, okay? That'll just, if you allow for that to adjust how you truly feel or what you truly see coming to be or not coming to be, then there's a potential that will manifest, okay? That's coming through, it's coming out for a reason. But I do feel like you're going to figure it out, okay? So there's a need to simplify in one's mind and just recognize that it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. And it's almost as if you would be the one to tell somebody not to overcomplicate something, but then you kind of do it for your own situation behind the scenes a little bit, or at least to an extent. So I need to, in certain ways, take your own advice in the next 48. Keep that in mind, okay? Going back to this judgment card, you may need to rewatch your work or reevaluate how you're approaching something that's coming out for a reason. But I just feel like things are working out for you. And there's just such big reminders through synchronicities, through spirit speaking to you, through other people's spiritual work, that you're watched, you're protected, you're guided, and things are just working out better than they once did, because what's at hand and what's about to come to be is simply meant for you, and it's meant to succeed, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. I am sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy the next 48, and I will see you next time. Bye, Taurus.